The platinum trophy for Expedition 33 gave me clinical depression.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. It is 2025. You are not allowed to make depression jokes anymore.
Bro, do you even think that I remotely care?
All right, we'll see how much you care about this whenever my Reddit mod friends find out.
Oh, trust me, I'm terrified. So anyways, I started the game, and after a bit of exploration, we ran into this mime. And just look at this dude. He's giving me major Ron Burgundy vibes.
I'm in a glass case of emotion!
And I was able to unlock 2 trophies pretty easily. Those were time to spill some ink for breaking an enemy, as well as a peculiar encounter for defeating the mime in Lumiere, which is the starting city. And speaking of Lumiere, we next popped a trophy of the same name for completing the prologue and embarking on the expedition. The Expedition 33.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Okay, sorry about that joke, but the next trophy I decided to work on is Professional, which you get for defeating a boss without taking any damage. And while farming this Chromatic Lancelier boss for that trophy, I accidentally popped the trophy Overcharge for using a fully charged overcharge that breaks an enemy with Gustav. And then about 10 seconds later, I flawlessly killed that boss, netting myself the Professional trophy because I'm awesome.
I'm so cool.
Next up, I progressed the story far enough to get the trophy Spring Meadows. And while progressing the story a little more, I came across this thing which is called a paint cage, and I actually get a trophy for breaking the paint cage, and all I had to do to break it was shoot these things located around the map, and after shooting 3 of them, the trophy popped. Now, after continuing the story for a bit longer, I popped the trophy Flying Waters, which I hear is R. Kelly's favorite trophy name. And then I finally had the ability to upgrade a weapon, which popped me my next trophy. And I followed that up by getting a trophy for consuming a Lumina Point, which is basically just upgrading humans the same way I did a weapon a minute ago. And then for witnessing an optional scene at camp, I got the trophy Curious, which is also what your mom said she was during her college years. And then I continued the story, picking up the Ancient Sanctuary trophy and the Gestural Village trophy along the way. Pretty soon I unlocked the Legend trophy for unlocking Eskia in the story, as well as the Eskia's Nest trophy for completing that portion of the story. Which, by the way, I feel like now's the best time to mention the fact that I absolutely love Gustav. In fact, at the Gestural Village, I got him this dope little outfit. But hey, I'm sure there's absolutely nothing wrong with loving playing as the main character of this game. So anyways, they killed my boy Gustav.
Look how they massacred my boy.
But of course, after they murdered the best character in the game, they decided to give me a trophy for advancing past that part of the story. Now, this next trophy I feel like should have been named after your mom because I got it for consuming 4 stains, and we all know how good she is at that.
Oh boy, are you in trouble now. Get him, Karen.
Do you have the audacity to put down sex workers?
So 3 things. 1, did you bring a literal green-haired Karen here? 2, she's not a sex worker.
She was a hoa.
3, are you implying that the viewer's mom is a...
Hoa.
I need to go. My subreddit is going unmoderated.
Uh-oh, gotta go.
Well, that was interesting. So at this point, I kept advancing the story until I got the trophy Forgotten Battlefield. And then I got the trophy Expedition 33 for unlocking every character in the game. By the way, now's probably as good a time as any to let you know that they replaced Gustav with this guy.
Who the fuck is that guy?
So again, I begrudgingly continued the story until I unlocked this trophy. So come to find out, this guy's name is actually Verso. And he has a battle mechanic where he gets a higher grade each time he hits an enemy. And by taking that grade all the way up to rank S, we're able to obtain the Perfection trophy. And our next trophy wound up being a big surprise as we wound up getting another story trophy.
Surprise, motherfucker!
And we followed that one up with the Expeditioner trophy for hitting level 33. Get it? Like Expedition 33?
Oh, brother!
All right, for real this time, I'm not going to make that joke anymore. And so the next 3 trophies that we got were all story-related trophies. Those were first Axon, second Axon, and Monolith. Next up, we had a trophy for the character Minoko. Similar to Verso, he has a battle mechanic, but with his, it actually makes different attacks stronger using a wheel system. And you have to use the attacks upgraded by the wheel 4 turns in a row in order to unlock the trophy wheel control. And then the moment you've all been waiting for, I finally popped the 3 remaining story trophies.
It's been 84 years.
So now it's finally time to move on to the really fun stuff. And the next trophy that I'm going for is reaching relationship level 7 with CL, which along the way we had to have a rendezvous. But unfortunately, it didn't last very long because I came up a little short.
So I had ran out of pee-pee.
But despite all of my shortcomings, I was still able to pop the trophy. Now, if you guys were paying attention earlier, I mentioned a guy named Eskia that I got along the way, or the Fupa Slapper as I like to call him. And an important thing to note about Eskia is that he has abilities that allow you to traverse the game's map. And once I I unlocked all of those, I got the trophy Plane, Train, and Submarine. Now, I also needed to reach relationship level 7 with SGA as well, but this time I didn't have to hook up with him to get the trophy.
You sure about that?
Now, as I was continuing to grind for trophies, I was still having to fight enemies, and one thing that I needed to do was get a level 3 gradient charge. And a gradient charge is just a meter that charges up over time as you land attacks, and all I had to do was get to level 3 and then use that charge. Now, up next, I had to hit relationship level 7 with the remaining 3 characters in my camp, which is way easier than making real friends, because already in the game I have more friends than I do in real life.
I'm so lonely.
For the 38th trophy, I had to find the lost gestrels that were scattered all over the map, which is basically just collectibles in this game. But let me tell you, these guys get lost faster than your mom's keys the morning after a one-night stand.
Jesus Christ.
Now, an important thing to note here is throughout the game, I've actually been helping these Nevrons with little quests that they give me along the way. And after finally getting the final one done, I popped the trophy aiding the enemy. And then I had to play volleyball using some dudes as balls.
What did he say?
As well as a couple of obstacle courses, and then I finally popped the trophy Gestural Games. Then I had to kill this guy named Sprong, which if you look at him, he looks like he was drawn and named by a 2-year-old. I mean, seriously, this dude reminds me of Doodle Bob. But he was fairly easy to beat, and so I popped my next trophy. I obtained my 42nd trophy by reaching level 66. Now, for a lot of the remaining trophies, I needed to be a higher level than what I currently am. And after looking online for a little bit, I finally found an XP farm that was suitable for my liking. So shout out to this guy for pointing that out. And after only a few hours, I was able to actually hit 99 and pop a trophy. Now, just like every other character in the game, Mael has her own battle mechanics, and hers is based on what stance she's in. And for our next trophy, I just had to use the attack Pierce while standing in the virtuose stance. And with that, there was one final battle mechanic trophy left, and that was for CL. And for hers, I had to consume 20 foretell on a single target during Twilight.
I'm the world's most dangerous predator.
And I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. If I knew how to explain this battle mechanic, I totally would. But even after playing as her for a while, I still don't get it. Something I've neglected to mention up to this point in the game is that I've been collecting feet for a creep on our team named Minoko. And those are collected by killing different enemies around the world. And once I collected the final one, I popped a trophy. Now, the next trophy that I set my eyes on was called Aeon, and I get that for beating the Serpent Fair. And seeing how all my characters are now level 99, this boss is pretty simple. And for our next trophy, we had to take down a gigantic tower. And realistically, all I had to do was go to this tower and fight waves of bosses that become increasingly more difficult, ending up with this final boss fight, which, by the way, just look at this and look at how much I clutched this one particular fight. Both my teammates are dead, and somehow I still pulled out the win for the trophy. And completing the tower gave me the materials required to be able to upgrade a weapon fully, which is what I needed to do in order to get the next trophy. So up next, I had to go to these 3 locations on the map to solve the painting workshop's mystery. And you may be asking, what did I have to do to solve the mystery?
I don't know. It's a mystery.
Nah, for real though, I really just had to go to all 3 locations, and then at the end, I had to fight a boss. And speaking of bosses, this is about the point where they really started to get hard.
That's what she said.
So I was fighting this boss named Clair, and she killed me multiple times before I was finally able to figure out her moveset, beat her, and then get the trophy. I did still have one easy boss left, and that was known as the Chromatic Patank. And basically what I had to do was chase him to this point on the map and then fight him and kill him and get a trophy. So our next trophy had us traveling around the map collecting records so that while we were back at camp, we could listen to banger tunes and throw parties. And after collecting the final record, I popped the Connoisseur trophy. Now, the next boss I had to kill for a trophy was absolutely devastating, and I spent hours there until I figured out that there was a way to kill him before he had the opportunity to kill me. So I had to work on my Mael build, which is what you see me doing here. But even after doing all that, it still wasn't quite enough damage, so I had to keep working.
Let's up those numbers!
And just to give you some context on why I have to kill Simon in one hit, if I get him to phase 2 and I don't one-shot him, he wipes the team, and then I have to send in the reserves who don't have the DPS to kill him. But finally, after hours of testing my build and failing, tweaking the build some more, testing it again and failing, tweaking it some more, I was finally able to succeed and kill Simon in one shot, therefore getting the next trophy. Now, this next trophy takes a while to get, and it's going to take even longer to explain, so if you'll give me just 1 second, I'm going to show you. So we've been picking up journals all throughout the game, and when you kill Simon, he drops the final one, and then you have to pick it up to get the last trophy. And with that, I popped the platinum trophy for the game that gave me depression.
So clearly you were too strong for Karen, but I've got a surprise for you next time. The viewers are just going to have to subscribe in order to find out what it is.
If you made it this far, thanks so much for the support. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and click this next video for more debauchery.
I lie on my back.